Well, greetings from the High 10. It is everyday shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. Um, as most of you know, it just continues to be never-ending madness surrounding the disappearance of Summer Wells. In the past week, we have learned that the boy children, have been removed from the said home of the Wells. Uploaded content pertaining to their home, a home tour. More pics have been uploaded today, YT, yesterday, whichever. Issues with EquiSearch and the other search team, exacted by Tim Coop, and testimonies from Candace to a podcaster, testimony from Mr. Wells to a podcaster, and now more testimony from Mr. Wells to Mr. Chris. It's nonstop. And as I told you all, I thought there was something odd with Hawkins County wanting to be the lead in the search from here on out, which I find interesting. And I finally got information tonight pertaining to why they want to be the lead in the search. And I'll bring you that said commentary. You're entitled to dissect the information as you see fit. But I told myself I figured it was something I missed awry with Hawkins County deciding to take the lead 6 weeks into the disappearance of Summer Wells. Thank you all for joining me. Times News is the source. Searches for Summer Wells not requested by police must be approved by the sheriff. In the said article, you will see a lot of people standing outside and some people standing under like a outdoor shed type awning. I guess they were search team. And this is the caption. From now on, any organization that wants to conduct a search for Summer Wells in the Beach Creek community that hasn't been requested by law enforcement must get permission from the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. This is the update. Churchill Rescue Squad Captain Tim Coop reported to the Times News Thursday that all paperwork required as a result of the EquiSearch Midwest organization's Beach Creek search this past weekend for Summer Wells had been submitted to his agency as well as the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. So all paperwork has been turned in to Mr. Coop and the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. Coop stated that there were no issues with the searches that were performed or where EquiSearch performed them. I cannot give details due to them being a vital part of an ongoing investigation, Coop said. I can say that the ground that they covered was covered as they stated it would be without any issues. There was nothing new found during their search operations over the weekend. And naturally, as I brought you commentary the other day, Mr. Rader made that clear in his commentary that if they found something, they would let authorities know anything that they find. Here's the said information. From now on, any organization that wants to conduct a search for Summer Wells in the Beach Creek community that hasn't been requested by law enforcement must get permission from the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. On Tuesday, Churchill Rescue Squad Captain Tim Coop stated that CHRS is no longer the lead search agency unless dispatched to reactivate the search for Summer. That places the authority for approving any future searches in the hands of HCSO, who said the purpose of Tuesday's action is to prevent any potential hindrance to or interference with the police investigation. This past weekend, the independent volunteer EquiSearch Midwest returned to Beach Creek to conduct an independent search for Summer. EquiSearch has sent trained volunteers to assist in the search during the initial 13-day massive search of the area that followed Summer's June 15th disappearance. We didn't have any issues with them the first time, and I can't confirm that we had any issues with them the second time, just because I'm not sure what they ended up doing, Coop told the Times News on Tuesday. EquiSearch requested permission to search from Coop, who in turn got that cleared by HCSO. Okay, so let me say that again. EquiSearch requested permission to search from Coop, who in turn got that cleared by the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. Coop said the understanding was for EquiSearch to conduct the search from their vehicles and stay off private property, as it did during the initial search. They said they were going to give me, they said they were going to give me and the sheriff's office all information about what places they searched, and as of Tuesday, neither have received it, Coop said. Whatever they've done this past weekend, they've done and orchestrated and have kept all that to themselves, quote unquote. The Times News reached out to EquiSearch for comment Monday and Tuesday, but there had been no response as of Tuesday evening. Who was in charge of the search and rescue operation on the ground during the initial 13-day search? During the initial 13-day search. Excuse me, I'm going to repeat that again. Who was in charge of the search and rescue operation on the ground during the initial 13-day search, a status that he kept after the operation ended, although police haven't requested any new searches. These additional agencies want to come back in, with it still being an active investigation. With it all being private land over there, we felt as an agency that it would be better for any other searches to go through the sheriff's office, Coop said. It's private land, and not knowing what they went over and who they've talked to, it just opens up for too many more issues. Coop added, if they decide to get out of the vehicles and start trudging around searching again, walk up on people's property, this all needs to go through the law enforcement side where you defer trespassing. The HCSO will head off any potential issues, and they will know who's going back over there in an area where they still have an active investigation. In his press release Tuesday, Coop stated the Churchill Rescue Squad extended thanks to everyone involved in the search efforts up to this point. The press release further stated this is an active investigation to locate Summer, and searchers do not want to hinder or interfere with this investigation. Any information pertaining to Summer should contact the HCSO at 423-272-7121 or the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-TBI-FIND. This said information is by timesnews.net. Oh, mercy. It just seems like there's always something. So now it was an issue of them not turning over their information by Tuesday. But now all the information has been turned over to Tim Coop and the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department by today. And an issue with them going on private property and searching places, this and that, my head's spinning. Because it's so interesting how you approve these people to come, say it's okay, and then now, let me guess, somebody's been complaining about them on their land or going through certain outbuildings or said things, because I think someone mentioned that on my community posts. It's always something. And I had a feeling something was said, done, it was something. So I'm now wondering now if EquiSearch is going to give commentary to this news agency or any news agency and or request to come back. I don't know. Yes, all this is odd. Thank you all for joining me. Oh, mercy. I don't even know what to say because I just feel like it just seems very odd, all this coming out at this time. Because EquiSearch had been here before. It's not like they just showed up to aid in the search for this child. So now I guess it's an issue of private property, going over things that they've gone over. I don't really know. I just think it's just, yeah, always somebody going to complain. Yes, always something. It's always going to be something. And obviously, you see there are people who have an issue with you going on their property because he's basically saying some of the land that they went over is private land. So naturally, there's land out there, just like anywhere in America, that maybe not even have anything on it, but it is owned by somebody. So it doesn't necessarily have to have a structure on it, a house, a barn, stables, whatever, but somebody owns it. So it's like, well, where are we now? And I think it's interesting that Hawkins County hadn't wanted to do any searches themselves, because that's what was said in this article. So that leads me to think, why not? Since now it's an issue of other people aiding and not turning in paperwork and going on private property, why haven't you all been doing any searches? Or is it because you don't feel the need to search for her? It's got to be a reason why you all didn't want to do any more searches. So what issue do you all have with not wanting to do any searches? So that's a main question there, besides what really went on with these people in EquiSearch and whomever and paperwork. But as this article states, all paperwork has been turned over to Hawkins County and Mr. Koo from EquiSearch. They just haven't responded to what happened, didn't happen, whatever. I don't know if they'll even want to come back after whatever the hell went on. Now, since I got that out of the way, most of you know the children have been removed. A lot of people are questioning the comments from the father saying the children are safer. Well, one can say, yes, they are. And why would you say that when you're the parents? You've been putting out there, Mr. Wells, things about people snooping around the property, looking around, coming around in the middle of the night, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't know anything about that because I'm not there. And at this point, I don't want to hear anything that he or Candy Cane have to say. I just don't care anymore about anything they have to say, any interviews that they're wanting to do. I have seen all I need to see with the uploaded content pertaining to the house tour. Then I saw more content today of still photographs of the house, which were mind-blowing, looking at the way the stairs look going down to the basement. It's literally you twisting and contortioning your body to go down some steep stairs. As I said, a makeshift basement in the middle of a damn room, which makes no sense. Your kitchen, matter of fact. A dungeon downstairs, which I find that interesting as well. Dark, gloomy, not a place for a child, maybe an adult, not me preferably, but some other adults, but not a child, children. No sheet sets on the beds that's in the front room. I saw those photographs. Covers, I think, were on the top bed, but you understand what I'm saying. No sheets, no sheet sets. An open room that's visible from the first eye view coming into the house, which is unusual to have a bullseye view of anybody's room coming in, divided by a wall, which is on the other side of that wall is the kitchen. And I think there's a room past there that I didn't see, what that looked like. But this is just a makeshift structure. To me, it's not even a house. Of course, you can call anything a house, a garage, a shed, an RV, which is however, your car, your van, it could be your house. This is just a structure. There was one picture that they showed that there was a damn refrigerator standing in front of like a vine that had a lot of growth on it. It might have been going up a utility wire, the growth of tree limbs or whatever. And I never noticed it before in watching the video. But there's a damn open, vacant refrigerator with all the doors open, sitting there on the property. And it's just like, what the hell is this? So here we got an open refrigerator with both doors open, nowhere to go, just sitting there happily like it's opening its arms. Welcome. Stuff strewn all over the property, paper, dogs laying around like they're too damn tired to get up and move, which I found that interesting. All these big dogs were laying around, hell, like they had just took Sudafed or something. I was just like, what am I seeing here? Makeshift house, makeshift basement, dark basement, dungeon, the same dungeon you mentioned in the beginning of the story, Mr. Wells. Hope my child isn't in a dungeon. Well, she was. She was in the dungeon in your house. Let me say that. And now that we get to see a visual of your domain, she was already in a dungeon. Amen. She was already in a dungeon. The boys were already in a dungeon. So 2 bunk beds upstairs I'm assuming the boys slept there in that open room. Her room was downstairs, and your room was on the other side of the wall downstairs. So parents downstairs, Summer downstairs, and you all got the boys upstairs in an open room with a bullseye view of the front door. No privacy to change their clothes when they get out of the bathroom, shower, whatever. Boys are no different than girls. Everybody needs privacy changing their clothes. Who the hell wants to change their clothes in front of a damn door, open door that can swing open with people coming in and out? Just sad to me. You all still talking on the microphone with all these random podcasters. And just as someone said, I think it was, I don't want to say the content holder's name, but I was watching content from a certain person on YouTube, and I believe he was saying if someone has an attorney, I would think their attorney would recommend them not talking to anybody. Yes, I said that too. Whether you have an attorney or not, it is an open investigation pertaining to the disappearance of your child. So why would you be talking to people about anything? It's one thing to talk to the news, because the news is the source to get out information about your child, a legitimate source. But a podcaster slash YouTuber, to me, it's not the same as news. I'm going to say it. I'm on here, and I do not compare myself to Dateline, Nightline, Good Morning America. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not on that level, by no means. And I can't see the point in continuously talking to random people who are not legitimately the news about June 15th, about rumors and rhetoric, about how you feel, about what happened to your kids, about this, and this, about the resurrection, about Bible scriptures, this and that. Man, stop talking. Give it a rest. This past week has been nothing but buffoonery. I leave the bayou to come back. East Tennessee is hot butter right now. Literally. Hot weather, humid, goofy people who don't know how to be quiet and sit down somewhere. But that's the whole reason why the child's missing, correct? Correct. Sickening. The boys are probably in awe. In awe what? Where they are? Thank you all for joining me. It's just a sad, sad situation. All of this. A child missing. Parents perhaps are suspects or know something about the child's disappearance. A lot of gossip, rumors, people turning on one another that were allegedly friends, acquaintances, family members testifying to YouTubers. Everybody got something to say about something. Now we've got photos from some sources with search team sheriff standing in the photos. So now I have to ask myself, where did those photos come from? The ones I saw today. Where did those photos come from? Because I see sheriff officers in there. And my thing is, how do you all know that those officers want their faces shown in those photographs? So you people don't think about nothing that you do. Period. How you doing, Nubian? Thanks for joining me. Nobody thinks about anything. Because, you have to be careful the people you show in photographs, especially law enforcement. But who cares? I'm just going to show them anyway, show them what the property looks like, blur out the officers' faces. You know better. But those still photos today, I said to myself, damn, this is crazy. Looking at those stairs going down to the basement, looking at the children's room upstairs, the boys' room, open room, dressers strewn about, rolling carts that hold their clothes, like you see in the back rooms of what am I trying to say? Like when the models are changing their clothes for a fashion show, they have their roller carts. They have their clothes on the roller carts. They had roller carts in their house. No closets. Everything is open in their house. There is no privacy. How in the world can you live in a house with no privacy? Now, the parents probably had more privacy because they were downstairs in that makeshift ass basement dungeon. Dungeon. Yeah, I'm going to say that. That's a dungeon. It's not a basement. That's a dungeon. That's a makeshift ass dungeon y'all got down there. And you got the child down there. Now, one could argue and say, well, at least the child was near her parents. Yeah, well, guess what? She ain't near them now. Where is she now? Yeah, I'll wait. Sad, 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 sad. Sick and sad. A makeshift dungeon in the middle of a kitchen. What in the hell is wrong with Candace and Don Wells? One still picture shows the house, and this is where that refrigerator is sitting in front of this vine of leaves or whatever. I was looking at that picture, and do you know, I didn't even know I was looking at their house. First thing I said was, what is this structure? Now, this is how crazy this is. I rewound those damn photos, I don't know how many times, just because I couldn't get over looking at the refrigerator sitting there on the lawn with the doors wide open. It was just something about that photo I couldn't get past for some reason. So I kept going forward, backward, telling myself, what in the hell am I looking at? That structure behind the refrigerator was their house. I thought it was a makeshift store on the side of the road. On the side of the road. I hadn't even realized I was looking at their damn house. And I had to keep rewinding, fast forwarding, saying, Angela, that's the same house, honey, that you saw in the video. Because this was a different angle. This photograph. Shack, exactly. That's what I was saying to myself. Where is this shack at? This roadside shack. And then it hit me. Angela, that's not a roadside shack store. That's the same house. What the hell? No rhyme or reason to a child missing. No rhyme or reason. All this gossip. No rhyme or reason for somebody to keep talking to social media. No rhyme or reason. Keep changing your version, adding different things to the story, saying this person got the story wrong, or they got it right, but they got it in the wrong sequence. But basically mean you're not denying that where you went actually happened. No rhyme or reason to let somebody show your nasty house. Why would anybody show that property outside and inside? You will never make me understand why the Wells consented to do this interview with this man and let him trample across that place. Because that's all you can call it, is that place. That showed me everything I needed to know about these two people and those kids. You do not care about yourself. You do not care about how you live. You do not care about your own livelihood. You don't care about living in a dwelling that could burn up from electrical cords running everywhere. Probably doesn't have proper wiring, insulation. It is an accident waiting to happen, which it did, because now 5-year-old is missing from that structure. I can only imagine where the boys are now. And I'm praying that they're in a structure where the rooms are divided up by doors. And there's clean linen, fresh pillows, pillowcases, sheets, comforters, bathrooms with doors, bathtub, running water, hot water, cold water, a mirror to look in, a toilet that flushes, shower, shower curtain, privacy, privacy, wash machine, dryer, running water, hot water, clean water, privacy, privacy. This is abomination how they live on that mountain. And what I find the most interesting is those who love to Bible thump the most are the ones who have the most demons and secrets and live foul. And that's a sad thing to say, but it's the truth. It's always the ones quoting Bible scriptures and running around trying to tell everybody what they should do, how they should live, and trying to lead pilgrims to the water when they themselves need to be doused with baptismal water 20 times fold. How in the world can you talk about Jesus when you don't even keep up your own appearance or your children's appearance? You don't have a decent structure to sleep in. Got a nice car, though, Donnie boy. Got a nice car, that red Subaru. But you didn't take the same gumption to say, let me put my family in a nice structure. Let me keep my yard clean. Let me not hoard random items and animals. Let me have a decent house for my wife and kids to reside in. Let me teach my children some self-respect, to value themselves and things. Because you see, you can't be hooping and hollering in church and running around hollering and screaming about Jesus, and you don't even keep your property clean. Your house is a mess. A dungeon with a missing child from the same dungeon. You don't even have the right to put God on your tongue. Very sad, sad situation. It's deplorable, quite frankly. But this shows us now that these people never cared about themselves and they never cared about their children. And you can be a trifling SOB and not be a murderer. But nonetheless, you still have shown us, Mr. and Mrs. Wells, that you never cared for yourselves and you never cared for your children. So it just added on to any negative feelings we had about you being involved in the disappearance of Summer. This just made it worse. And see, this is why people don't understand that your appearance is everything. How you live is everything. You could have easily bought a trailer and put it on top of that land and lived cohesively and kept your land free of clutter and debris and kept the inside clean and free of debris. But that's not who you are, you and Candace. You're hoarders and you're filthy. Because it's not just stuff on your property that you're not using, don't need, don't work. You also have paper strewn around, which shows me you don't care about your property. You're litter bugs as well. Besides hoarders, you're litter bugs, which means you're the same person that'll drive down the highway, street, and throw a Coke bottle out of the window, throw trash out of the window. You're that person. You don't care. Okay, Shada, y'all killing me. And indeed, not having a lot of money is no excuse to be living like that. Many people are poor, working class in America and abroad, but they don't live like that. And we have too many dollar stores, Dollar General, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree for anybody to not be able to afford necessities that will be cheaper than purchasing at Walmart, the grocery store. You get my drift. No excuse. No excuse. No excuse not to build closets for yourselves and your children to hang your clothes up or buy appropriate dressers if you chose to continuously live in this structure with open rooms. You could have bought dividers, that cheap screens, something to divide the rooms so your boys would have privacy. They are boys. They need just as much privacy as the girl child. Who wants to be coming from the shower, changing into their clothes, and somebody pops the door open, one of your filthy, funky friends coming there, and see two or one little boy indisposed? You know, give me a break. You never cared. That's what you're showing in these videos and these still pictures. You don't care about anything. And these children pay the ultimate price. And I believe that's why summer's not here. You never cared. It's not even a matter of you didn't care enough. You never cared. What is to happen with future searches of Summer Wells? I do not know. Will they allow other groups to come back to help search for her? I do not know. Will they get their boy children back? I do not know. Where are the boy children? I do not know. How are the boy children coping without their parents? Because in the end, these are their parents. Whether we like them or not, like how they live or not, those are still those kids' parents and all they know. And also, what have the children told law enforcement? 1 week out of the house, from underneath these people, have the children become lax in talking more and telling more things? The truth, hopefully. And I pray that there are no allegations of any type of abuse on these children from their parents or any other outside sources. But I'm curious to know what those children told or what they are telling to CPS, law officials. And will the Wells get their children back? Rumors that Candy left, went somewhere. Who's to say? Because there's always somebody making up a new rumor. Where's she going to go? Did you all ever think about that? Because if her mother wanted her to be with her, don't you think her mother would have taken her with her if indeed the mother left? Or is the mother just somewhere on a vacation till it cools down? Say woke. So grandma left, allegedly, ain't gave a damn. I say the niece doing pretty damn well right about now. What y'all say? Amazing when stuff hits the fan, when people say they got a broke back, a broke ankle, a broke kneecap, a broke elbow, they sure know how to get ghost. Shut up, Angela. Lie like an eagle. Grandmama grew wings. Shut up, Queen. Left her daughter and son-in-law all by themselves. What a pretty picture. I can only imagine what grandmama's camper looks like. Shut up, Queen. And what little dirty secrets do you have in your camper, Grandma? My, what the eyes you have, Grandma. What's in your camper? All right. You see, it was more than just the whales living foul on that property. Can't blame the children. They're children. They only know what they're taught. But Grandma lived up there too, so that means there's something wrong with her. We can't leave you out, Grandma. Or is it Grandpa? Shut up, Queen. Grandpa, Grandpa, Grandma, which is it? I'm going to say something that's so foul and vile, but I don't give a damn at this point. I'm barely awake, excuse me. There were 3 men living on the property with those children. Stay woke. There were 3 men on the property. Mr. Wells, you've been sleeping with a man, and there was a man sleeping in the camper. Stay woke. And the only girl child, they were trying to conform into a boy. Stay woke. What in the hell is going on top of that mountain? You think I want to be a man looking at my wife looking like me? Hell to the no. Don, you have got to be about as confused as anybody on the property. Yeah, I'm going to go throw a little shade. Why not? Could it be that Don wants to be a gal? I don't know. I thought the wife looking like a guy, dressing like a guy, hair butchered down, her mother looking like a guy. So that leads me to wonder what the hell is going on with Mr. Wells? You like a woman that looks like a guy? Why? Did you ever say to your wife, hey, your hair is pretty. Don't cut all your hair off. Just cut it shoulder length. Cut it to a bob. Because Candace had nice hair. So I'm very confused about what's actually going on with this couple. And then when I see the child, the beautiful little girl, looking like a boy in photographs and videos, my stomach turns. Because I'm saying to myself, Candace Bly has identity issues. And Mr. Wells allowed this buffoonery to go on at the expense of Summer Wells, who is now missing. Yes, Donnie boy, you rode the ride with this haircut business. Your wife hair butchered off, child hair butchered off. Everybody's looking like a man, and don't nobody find this strange but Angela? Am I the only one looking in the looking glass, trying to figure out why I'm looking at everybody looking like a guy? 3 boys that are biologically boys, a man husband, biologically a man, a grandma looking like a grandpa, a wife looking like a guy, and a baby girl looking like a boy. But yet, don't judge me. Stop talking about me. All these rumors, they're not helping. Let's stick to the facts. It's about Summer. Is it? Is it about Summer? It's never been about Summer. Haven't you all figured that out? It has never been about Summer Wells. Because if it was about Summer Wells would be visible. Come on, Queen, put it down. Summer Wells was never important. The damn reason she's missing in the first place. You see, you got to read between what's been given to you. Because that's how some of you been preaching. It's about Summer. It's about Summer. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It ain't never been about Summer Wells. Because had it been about had she been valued, had she been important, she'd be here. She'd be here. It's never been about Summer Wells. It's only about Summer Wells to us who want to find her. But it has never been about Summer Wells to the Wells. Not then and not now. You want to donate to the channel? $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during the live. This child's story is despicable, and she didn't have a chance, she or her brothers. But I do believe that these boy children may have some hope to have a better life if they are in the right hands. And I'm going to pray that they stay in the right hands, and that whosoever has custody of them, they do right by these boys, to where we don't hear another tragic story pertaining to them, foster care, so forth and so on. Because you know the gist of the story of children going into foster care. Let's go there. Sometimes that becomes another Summer Wells story. And I hate to hear down the road trouble came about with those boys in the wrong hands. And we'll be talking about one of those kids mistreated or worse. God, please lay hands on them and give them what they need to be better people as they grow older. Right now is a beautiful time because they are children. And this is when children should be children. Enjoy their lives, have fun, meet new people, go places, be a part of activities, be a part of the world, have a good upbringing, have people who care and love them. So I pray they get all of that. Wicked, 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 wicked. And know that these children didn't ask to come here. Like all children, we all once were children that are adults. We didn't choose our parents. We didn't choose the people who raised us. We didn't choose our environments. We got dealt the hand we were dealt. So it's not their fault. It's not Summer's fault. It's not their fault. These parents checked out. The very reason why Summer is not here. They checked out. They've been checked out. And the mother appears to be doped up, mentally slow. The father is on a religious kick and lost his way as well because he doesn't see the bigger picture that they both checked out. The very reason why Summer Wells is not visible. When is this madness going to end? When is there going to be a resolution to where Summer Wells can be located? It is time for the interviews to stop, the talking to stop. Somebody hand over the goods to where the child can be found. No more talking. No more interviews. No more podcasts. No more pictures of their house. No more photos. No more video tours. No more nothing. Nobody trying to reach out to them, find them, stalk them, go on the property, give it a rest. It is time for somebody to shake their damn collar and say, where the hell is your daughter? It's time for some collarbone shaking. It's time to snatch both of them up and tell them, where is the baby. Tired of you talking, tired of you preaching, tired of you crying on cue, tired of you sniffling. Where is Summer Wells? It's time to put an end to the madness, the merry-go-round, the hickory-dickory dock. It's time to give up the goods. Both of you know something about the disappearance of Summer Wells, and it's time you stop playing off these retarded ass people's sympathy and tell them something. Tell law officials something. And you know what's sad? There are some people I know out here that really probably think these people ain't done nothing. But just from their demeanor, the way they live, the variances in the stories of June 15th, how could I not think that at least Candy Cane, she's involved? Because things that she's told us in the past week was never told day one, ever. So now we have extra stuff to contend with. Helping the mother with a knee brace. Door could have been unlocked, not sure. Children were half asleep while playing video games. You walked her down the stairs, you didn't walk her down the stairs. She walked down the stairs on her own. Somebody took her. All these variances in 6 weeks. And no Summer Wells, no suspects, no arrests, just a bunch of BS, stories, parents running the podcasters. That's all we have. It's just a broke down, ratchet ass, hillbilly circus out of Robertsville. And it's disgusting. And you all give poor folks, working folks, a bad name. And I feel sorry for those people in Robertsville who probably never thought their name would be in bright lights because of a missing 5-year-old. But you can thank Candace Bly Wells and Don Wells for that. And their good friend Allie and Boy H. And sisters and cousins and whoever else want to give a 411, 211 on these people. Thank their family members and their so-called friends. And like they say in the street, with friends like these, who needs enemies? Before I check out of here, I have one question. Candace Bly and Don Wells, what are you going to do now? What are you two going to do now? You have nothing. The jewel is missing. And the little princess, they're gone. And Candy, you do not work anywhere. You do not have a formal education. You do not have a trade. So what are you going to do now without your children? And how long are you two going to be able to sustain a relationship? It probably will be very hard at this point. Because if Don has started back drinking, there's no telling what Candace Bly's been doing. Stay woke. You have nothing on top of that hill. And I don't think Rogersville or the sheriff's department would cite you for arson if you would have light a fucking match and burn that fucking place down. Excuse my language. Just burn it down to the ground. Pack you one bag of clean clothes and walk out of there, set it ablaze, and keep it moving. Because you don't have anything. The only thing you made right was 4 beautiful kids. It's the only damn thing you did right. And one's missing, and three's in the state's care. By the grace of God, amen. Sad. So sad. And you're pathetic. And you're grimy. And you've shown with these interviews that you don't care anything about yourself. I've not listened to Don Wells' commentary, the latest. I believe I'll pass because I don't want to hear any more stories about these people. No more versions, no more add-ons. I've seen all I need to see with the property, video tours, and those that said information has damned them worse. I don't want to see anymore. I don't want to see anymore. Both of you should just do yourself a favor. Forfeit that house and get on in the world and find you something better to do with yourself. Because if I know better, you're not going to be really doing much of anything but sleeping in a very small, tiny room with a cot and a sheet, kind of like what you had your children sleeping on. Same dungeon you put Summer Wells in, you are going to sleep in that same dungeon, and you may be lucky to get a bunkmate. You see, that's the thing people don't really realize about life, is that the life that you impose on somebody else will possibly be the same life you have for yourself. You put your kids in an unclean, unsafe environment. You had your baby girl down in that damn dungeon doing God knows what with her, mistreating her, probably the boys too. And now she's missing, possibly not living. And you two might be afforded the opportunity to be in a very small room for about 40, 50 years yourself. Especially if you're complicit in the disappearance and harming your child. And what a shame that would be, huh? That the dungeon you put that child in, you finally get to taste your own medicine and sleep in one to your final breath. And I hear prison isn't so nice to people who harm children. But that's your problem, not mine. I want to thank you all for joining me. When I get more information pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells, I will bring you the said information. But right now, it doesn't look good with any type of information. No arrests, no more information about the red Tacoma truck, search groups not being able to search without the permission from Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. Numerous interviews by these goofy parents, people getting their 5 minutes of fame by running to social media talking about them. And frankly, they're doing the same. Allegedly, they have a lawyer. And if they had a good lawyer, if one at all, he or she would tell them to shut up. Your child is missing, and you need to act like you care about your missing child, and you need to be quiet. Because perhaps these things you're saying to them will come back and haunt you later down the road. Thank you all for your time, following the content, subscribing. Thank you so very much. I'm grateful and I'm humble. And I will be back later with more information as I get it. This is a sad day, because I was hoping that we'd have more information pertaining to this baby girl. But thus far, there has been no new updates to her whereabouts. And these people don't look like they're going to tell us where she is. So we just have to hope and pray that a miracle will happen and she will be found. And the appropriate people will go down with whatever happened to her. And we will pray for the three boys that they have a productive life and they never see the inside of Beach Creek community ever again. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans.